Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here, friends. I have a very important news for you on Illumina. There are two news items. One of them is more breaking. The first news item is that they have a new CEO. Let me just quickly take you through the press release and also talk about the second and more important news, which could probably explain why Illumina has dropped almost 5% today in the stock market. The first news item comes from Stat. It says Illumina names Agilent executive as new CEO. If we scroll down into the article, it talks about the whole history that we are already familiar about, the start of the problem with Grail, the arrival of Carl Icahn, etc., the departure of the CEO, and so on. And the new CEO now is Jacob Theissen. He's a 10-year veteran at life sciences tools company Agilent. He's a perfect fit. And I think that should be a positive sentiment in the market. But still, they will wait for the first moves by Jacob Theissen in order to evaluate whether he is the right fit, and that will be reflected in the share price. So overall, I was thinking that as soon as a new CEO is named, and he's from the same kind of background that is needed for Illumina, that'll be a positive catalyst. However, we saw a drop of almost 5% today. So if you see the chart here, you can see the sharp drop, which is to the tune of almost 6% at this point of time as we speak. So that's a heavy drop, and it almost forms a cup and handle pattern, but I don't think this is the actual cup and handle pattern. There has been a reason for this big drop. I was searching the net to find out what exactly happened. And then I came across another news article, this time in Global Newswire, which says Illumina company investigated by the Portnoy law firm. And what they are saying here is that the Portnoy law firm advises Illumina Inc. investors that the firm has initiated an investigation into possible securities violation and may file a class action on behalf of investors. Illumina investors that lost money on their investment are encouraged to contact Leslie Portnoy Esquire, and investors are encouraged to contact attorney Leslie F. Portnoy by phone, etc., to discuss their legal rights to join the case. The Portnoy law firm can provide a complimentary case evaluation and discuss investors' option for pursuing claims to recover their fees. Their losses, and the company is being investigated for potential breaches of fiduciary duty on the part of its directors and management. Please visit our website to review more information and submit your transaction information. So if you were to go into the website of Portnoy law firm, it leads you into a data collection form where it would like to collect information, and it says there is a no cost obligation, etc. So basically they are collecting investors had invested in Illumina and may have lost money. And I think this is all looking at the huge losses that were incurred post Grail, in the more controversial decision of just acquiring Grail even before FTC and EU could give an approval, especially in the fact that Illumina had been warned by regulatory authorities not to complete the acquisition before getting an approval. And then the obstinate stance taken by Illumina with regard to Grail and the regulatory authorities. So I think this was more or less anticipated, and it has happened. So in the next few days, we'll come to get an idea, because when this happens, many law firms jump into the fray and try to collect investors. So we'll see what happens in the next few days, but this is not a good development for Illumina, and the new CEO unfortunately has to deal with all of this fallout from what happened with the previous management. So friends, it's going to be a little bit of a tough time for Illumina, and probably this can reflect in monies flowing into PACB. So let us have a quick look at how PACB is doing. So in this chart here, we can see that PACB has dropped, but it has not dropped as much as Illumina, and it has dropped back from a resistance at 11.52, and the momentum is also dropping a bit, whereas the MACD is still bullish. So I think that the contagion from Illumina is not spreading to PACB. Whatever drop we are seeing here in PACB is overall sentiment, but Illumina has attracted more than the overall sentiment thanks to the lawsuit, the potential lawsuit. So that's the news I wanted to bring to you. And I'll keep track of what's happening out here and bring out a video in future as and when the developments happen. But right now, I think there's a bit of a bearish push on Illumina. And I hope you find this information useful. That's all for this video. Thanks and have a great day. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye for now.